Hey there, guys. We've got a few new things on Global. First of all, this Fighting Back the Memories, this seems to be just a bunch of reruns of old content. And if you already beat these contents in the past, the missions are not reset. So if you've already done all these old bosses, um, you know, this is not for you. I guess this is for newer players that missed it the first time, etc. So, if you miss these, you can go through and do them, or I guess you can look up, videos of these from my channel if you need, guides for the old stuff. But anyway, we're going to be going to the Fina Silver Crown in this video, and I guess probably OTKing the Day 1 Dark Vision stuff. So as it turned out, kind of expected, it's really easy on Global. So we're going to level 4. The missions are no continues, no KOs, 8 turns or less. We're going to be bringing a naked Blue Mage Fina, a naked Neovisions Awakened Poppy, a basically naked Daisy, and a basically naked Pause with the Ayaka card. And we're just going to use these to super easily OTK these on turn 1. I'll show you the gear in a second, but yeah. Okay, so Daisy is using the Ione's Ring on an Esper that has Bolting Strike times, or a Bolting Strike magic that she can quad cast. Blue Fina is just going to use Crowning Veil to imbue the party with light. Poppy will do her LB. That's going to imperil light and buff stats. And then Pause will do the blue, not the blue wave, the Ayaka vision card. And as you see, they died at like 20% of our chain. So yeah, the Pause I'm using, she is EX3, but she's naked. She's naked except for a single free rod. So I'll show you the gear in a second. Yeah. So as long as you have the Ayaka vision card, this is fine. If you don't have Ayaka's vision card, just use Pause's actual LB. That's what I did in JP, and it handled it pretty simple. And yeah, I feel like maybe this was even nerfed for Global, because I remember in JP, like, it wasn't this easy. It was still easy, but this feels easier than I remember it. Anyway, I'll show you the team we used. So Blue Fina, literally naked. She's only here for the Crowning Veil, which adds light element, amplifies fairy killer, but they're not fairies. Poppy, naked. She's just here for her LB, which buffs stats and imperils light. If you don't have an EX2 awakened Poppy, you can just use like a light breaker materia, or just stick someone on an Esper with the imperil spell and dual cast it. Dual cast it and target change. Pause, like I said, literally naked except for just a free two-handed rod and the Ayaka vision card, and we just changed that. So 4,000 magic, and she was fine. If you don't have Pause, just gear up one of the other units. Roka, for example, can get like 9,000 magic with the high-end gear. Just someone to use Ayaka's vision card. If you don't have it, use her LB. Her LB is 32 hits. That is 4 times Chaos Wave Awakened. So have someone chain CWA from an Esper with her LB. And then Daisy, naked except for Ione's Ring and Obsidian Bracer. And that was the setup. Very challenging. Now, as far as Blue Fina's Silver Crowns, I know I said in my news video I was probably going to trade them in for gold. I thought about it, and I'm not going to, because there's no real need to for me to do that, because I've got like a billion gold crowns that I never use. So maybe one day in the far distant future, I'll really want Fina's Silver Crowns used. I don't know. For now, I'm not going to use them on Fina either. They're just going to sit in my inventory. Unused for the moment. But yeah, I may in the future crown her if I decide I want to. Anyway, let's go over there to Dark Visions real quick, and we will do some OTKs. I'm gonna go ahead and OTK the level 1 stuff first, then I'll record my OTK on level 2. Although it won't be very exciting. See you in a sec. Alright guys, we've got the Dark Visions Day 1 stuff. Now this is pretty simple. The first two stages you can use literally pretty much anything to OTK. And we're going to be using my generic just turn 1 OTK stuff, even though it's wrong element. But as I mentioned in the news video, some of these bosses are immune to the wrong damage type. So when we get there, we're going to discuss it. So Sylvie will just do her shifted LB. We'll do an ice imbue and then some boltings with Frievia. We'll do a vision card chain with Cleum. We'll do a Magnus chain with Ayaka. 2B, we'll do her base LB, and we'll do the shift LB with Kaito. We click Kaito first, and we chain Kaito with 2B, and then Ayaka chains with Cleum. Cleum's using a vision card, and I'm only choosing her because she has really high magic. So, you know, anyone with high magic will work fine as a support chainer. And, you know, we're using, like, just kind of whatever. This is like a universal team that I use to OTK the easy stuff. So, yeah, we're not really worried about killers, etc. And it's honestly just 2B for the most part carrying it. But, you know, Ayaka and Cleum do some as well. And there we go. And we'll do one more on the next one. And then we have the immune enemies, which will be very exciting and fun. Let's see. I think these are, you can take anything you want. Yep. So we'll just go in here and do the same thing. And then we've got the guys that are physical or magical immune. So we'll load up these two, do their thing, give it just a sec, then chain it up, and we'll weave in the chain, etc. Turn 1 OTK, weakness score, all that. I think this one was actually weak to ice, so you know, that was proper element. The damage cap is 1 billion, by the way, on the day 1 stuff, just 1 billion, so it should be pretty easy to hit. It's going to be the final bosses that are going to require some actual teamwork. Okay, and there we go. The damage breakdown is kind of irrelevant, honestly, because, you know, I didn't gear for killers. Some units have natural killers, some units don't, to the races we're doing. And now let's go to the physical fight. Now, these are immune to the wrong damage type. This is a physical fight, and any kind of magic attacks will not work. But we're using all physical attacks, even though, oh, actually, Ayaka, oh god, I'm using her Magnus. Is she wearing the right vision card? I didn't even test this. She is. Okay, so it's fine. Okay, so we'll just reload these, and instead of Ayaka using her Magnus, which is actually the, as the wrong damage type. So Ayaka can't help here. We'll just like weave in all this and see what happens. It's probably fine. As long as we get to a 100 count chain score. I'm gonna have to fix that turn 1 OTK party because Ayaka is incompatible now that we have immunity types. Yeah, it's fine. We OTK'd anyway. So yeah, we just guarded Ayaka and we weaved in the chain with Frievia and still got it. So that worked. But I actually built a real team for the mage fight. And there it is. Perfect score. You know, 2B. And as you see, bringing a mage to this fight. Yeah, I'm going to have to rebuild my turn 1 OTK stuff. So next month, I'll have like a better turn 1 OTK, a physical and a magical version. But for now, I just threw together stuff. And I'll show you the gear if you really want to know, but it's just generic. Naked Sylvie, naked Sylvie, naked Kaito, naked Frievia, and then Cleum is just using some generic, literally whatever, just max out her magic, and then the vision card. 2B is just generic everything, you know, whatever. And then Ayaka is generic whatever. Just threw some stuff. Oh, and we're using katanas on Ayaka because we're using Kaito's in peril. Not that it really matters. Yeah, I just like threw a team together. So here is the magical stage. Now this one you cannot use physical damage dealers. We'll go in here and I'll just show you what I'm talking about. Just, you know, for science. But it won't work because he is immune to physical attacks. And that is everyone on the party, including people like Cleum. So, auto casting for the win. Come on, 2B. Alright. So we'll load these up and we'll chain it like before. And, oh no! It is literally immune to physical. That is not working. So let's go ahead and go in here with the team that we actually built to deal with this. So we've got a magical team. The boss is weak to thunder. So I just grabbed Vivi and threw together a Vivi team. Kind of half-assed it. I don't actually know if it's going to damage cap the second version of the fight. It did for the first one. But let's find out. Okay, so we're going to use Onion Knight and the Brave Shift to do LB for the modifier buff. Shira will just entrust our Steiner to get him good to go. But before we do that, we're going to use Sylvie to Bolt Egg Basket. That is going to imbue everyone. And even if you're hitting immunity, it still counts as weakness damage. So Steiner attacking with Thunder Element still counted. Louise is going to do 90 break, stat buff, killer buff, and then hit for weakness damage. That is 2 of our 6 weakness damage handled. And now we've got Vivi, who will quad Fundega and bounce it off the party. And that will be 4 more hits of weakness damage, because even though it's chaining a whole bunch, it's hitting 4 times. And we need to do 1 billion. If this doesn't work, I'll have to like build a serious team and not just a VV team. 1.2, it did work. So yeah, there we go. And we did a turn 1 clear. Obviously, if I'd gone to like turn 2, if I'd added killers, etc., it would have been a lot, overkill. VV is not wearing killers at all. No killers whatsoever. So that's a 0 VV killer. Did it on turn 1, handled. And VV is nice because you can swap out fire, ice, and lightning, and usually the enemies will be weak to at least one of those. And here's the party we use. Naked Sylvie, Naked Louise, Naked Onion, Naked Steiner. Shira was just something to entrust to get Steiner's LB on turn 1. And then Vivi in the shift form is just high magic, so I gave him Equip Sword, Equip Helm, a lot of Clash gear, Chain Cap up. There we go. We didn't Weapon Imperil though, so there it is. No killers, because he's designed to be a generic against everything. So here you go. He's only got 50 from Behemoth, and that's it. And it's still capped. Barely though. But yeah, if I had stuck, I think the boss is Undead. If I had stuck Undead Killer on him, he would have way overcapped by a lot. But whatever. There it is. So there's the day 1 stuff. Now, as far as the final day stuff coming out on Saturday, apparently Berserker Riku might be good for the final boss. So that'll require some testing and checking out. But yeah, Berserker Riku with like a counter build might be better than a traditional Meteors and Premiums team. So we'll find out on Saturday. I'll have videos for that at some point during Saturday. It might not be immediately at server up, but at some point. All right. See you then.